Call your friends. Hello? Welcome back to my 90 days of lessons from me to you. And today is day 48, I believe. So we're well over the halfway mark, or, decently over the halfway mark by 3 days. But today's lesson is, dude, call your friends. This is a lesson that I have had to grapple with multiple times as somebody who I like to be alone. I like to enjoy my own alone time, and I'm very selective of the people that I do spend my time with. And because I like to be alone. I don't know what to put it. I like to be alone. I like to do this. I like to be here recording something. I record a skit. Maybe I play the game a little bit. I play the game with my friends. But I like my own personal space, right? I don't like to be out too much. I don't like to be up too much. I don't like people people be annoying me sometimes, man. But within that, I also realize, being very selective of who I'm allowing into my personal space and who I want to speak to. In the past, it has been to the point where, when I was in a relationship, the only person that I would speak to every single day would be my girlfriend. And, there's nothing wrong with that. You talk to your girl every single day. I believe that a healthy part of a relationship is to keep into contact with the person that you love. And, but furthering that idea of a healthy part of a relationship is outside of a romantic relationship, a healthy part of a friendship is to keep in contact with people, as much as you can. Now, I'm not going to say that you need to do that every single day, because I happen to fall into the friendships where we don't need to talk every single day. And then when we link up, it's like nothing ever happened. Like, because I had a friend where I thought I'm pretty sure we didn't speak or see each other for like a minute. We linked up, it's like nothing ever happened, bro. And that's just how guys work. And one of them is a girl, so girls can work like that too. But it's so important to call your friends, to update them, to just check on them and see what's going on with their life, because you never know what's really going on in somebody else's life, right? You could be going through your own stuff, you could be suffering with your own stuff and your own setbacks and all that stuff, but they could be too. And the thing about that is, sometimes you just want somebody to talk to, you just want somebody to listen to you, you just want somebody to be there for you, right? And as I've grown and as I've gotten older, I'm 23 now, I've gotten so much better at keeping in contact with my friends, right? I try to text my friends at least once a day, or at least once a week. Just to, call on them, check, not really call, but text them, check up on them, see how they're doing, how they're going. And it really does help you to feel less alone, right? Because like I said, I'm a person, I like to be alone, but sometimes I love being alone, but it can get a little bit lonely. And when I get into contact with the friends, it feels a little bit less lonely, because I'm like, I'm having this social interaction and things of that nature. And it's also important to call them, because it also just really does help hearing their voice, and them hearing your voice, and knowing that anything that they ever go through, they can call on you, right? Because that's what friends are for. Friends are there so when time gets hard, or times kind of push on you, they're there for you. And a pitfall that I would say that I've fallen into with this, especially in the context of a romantic relationship, like I said before, I would speak to my girlfriend every single day, right? And there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but it's the fact that I would speak to her every single day, but I wouldn't really have that same kind of thing for my friends. Like, of course, if my friends called me and we're on the phone, I'll be like, hey, babe, like, my friends are calling me, I'll call you right back. Or, hey, babe, my friend want to talk, I'll call you right back. But I have also felt at the same time that sometimes, if it's just nothing that I want to talk about with them, I'll kind of want to rush the conversation to get back to speaking to my girlfriend. And then, that's kind of normal, but it's not good. Not good. Give your friends the same time that you would to a romantic partner, right? Because you want to speak to your romantic partner every single day. You want to see them every single day, right? That's usually the idea behind that thing. Within reason, of course, give people space, give them time, let them be themselves, let individuals be individuals. When you get into a relationship, it's supposed to be two pieces coming together, not just making, supposed to be two separate lives traveling in a straight line, right? That's the idea of a relationship. It's supposed to be the two individuals coming together. So don't, fall into the pitfall of becoming symbiotic, the word I'm looking for. No, parasitic. There we go. I mean, symbiotes can be considered parasitic, but don't fall into the trap of it being a parasitic relationship where you're feeding off of each other and you only feed off of each other, right? Because life is all about the experiences and the people that you meet, right? Because the people that you meet help you to get better experiences and learn more, because everyone else goes to their own individual things. This is what I believe. No experience, nothing in life is unique, but the way that we experience it is unique. right? That's what I believe. Nothing at all in life is unique, but the experiences that we get from it, the lessons that we get from it, are what's unique. You know, somebody can go through the same thing as you and take a different lesson from you, or somebody can go through the same thing as you and take a similar lesson from you, but they'll never really take the exact same lesson, right? There, maybe it's the same like broad topic, but as you break it down, there's going to be a difference there eventually somewhere. So yeah, and you know, just having those friends and family members, because it is very important to call your family members too, but having those experiences, it helps you to deal with things differently, right? Like when I was going through my first breakup, like, you know, my friends that have been through breakups, you know, they helped me and they're like, dude, you know, it sucks now, but the further on you go, you'll get better at it, right? It'll hurt less. So, you know, looking back, and the second time around it happened again with the same person, it did hurt less. It sucked for like a month, but you know, the first time it happened, I was broken for like a long time. And I don't think I ever really did heal from it the first time around until we got back together and I started processing things. You know, I went to therapy for it, but you know, so like the second time around when it happened, my friends were there because within this second quote unquote relationship, I kept my friends closer. I wasn't speaking to her as much as I did before, right? Like I didn't have this kind of parasitic relationship with her that I had before. So I prioritized everything equally. I prioritized myself, I prioritized my friends, and I prioritized her. Of course, eventually she's gonna be like higher on the totem pole than my friends, because you know that's the person that I may have planned to marry at that point in my life. But you know, it's just keep in contact with your friends, man. You never know what they're going through, and you never know what they need you for. And really, just calling really does help. You know, knowing that you're on somebody's mind and they care enough to reach out to you, it really does help you. But yeah, that's today's lesson. As always, seek God in every single thing that you do, and love yourself before you love anybody else. And if there's somebody out there that loves you, I love you, but there's somebody out there that loves you. I will see you guys tomorrow.